Hello everyone, Michael J. Flores here with the first video of the new year. This is going to be the first of several applications of the SWOT analysis to the 2009 extended PTQ season. Briefly, SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. The greatest strength of All in Red is its ability to produce a really frightening board on the first or second turn. I mean, what are you supposed to do about a first turn Deus of Calamity? When I was actively testing this deck a lot, I had a playtest set where I produced 10 Goblin tokens on the first turn in some duel or other in over half of the 3-game matches. This may be the only deck with such an embarrassment of riches that a fast turn 2 Demigod of Revenge is actually the bad threat draw. All in Red doesn't have even a passing relationship with card advantage. In fact, it puts itself in a 1-for-2 situation all the time. Say you are sadly on the draw and your opponent has presented a Flooded Strand. You play Ride of Flame. Now you follow it up with Desperate Ritual, planning on something awesome. Your opponent thinks a second and decides he doesn't want to risk having the wrong response card. He breaks Flooded Strand, goes and gets a basic island and shows you Spell Snare. Did he get a real card? Nope. Just a 1-mana Hymn to Torok. Perhaps more importantly, All in Red is, how shall we say, all in on whatever happens to be in its opening hand. Sure, the deck can present a 6/6 Walking Stone Rain on the first turn, but that'll usually require something along the lines of a Simian Spirit Guide, Chrome Mox Imprint, Seething Song, plus the Deus of Calamity itself. In a sideboarded game, as in any game, you would of course make the play on turn 1. Just won't be surprised when the opponent, who has this little 1-mana spell in his sideboard for elves, demolishes you with a 4-for-1. It's not going to happen all the time, but All in Red is the definition of a high-risk, high-reward deck. When you're not getting rewarded, in this deck, you're usually getting owned. All in Red has one really great positive outside its ability to present an almost irresistible threat before the opponent can mount a defense. That is the Mind Twist of the Moon cards. Many decks in the format are chock full of non-basic lands. These decks, especially ones like Tron, which are only worth playing because of the non-basic lands, really hate a fast Blood Moon. Well, at least Tron has signets, so slow might not be dead. But what about Zoo? If All in Red plays a turn 1 Blood Moon on the play, Zoo has exactly 1 in 60 to play one of 3 Oblivion Rings to play anything outside 1/1 Curd Apes. Read, your deck sucks if you can't play any of your spells. All in Red might not be quite the Affinity Hunter a prepared Zoo deck is, but I don't think I've ever personally lost this matchup. Shattering Spree with no upper limit to how much mana you can pump into it early is just so disgusting against Affinity. The rise in Elves, and to a lesser extent Zoo, has increased the number of engineered explosives in the format. Since 1 engineered explosives can kill any number of goblins for 2 mana, the delta in explosives makes what was formerly All in Red's most irresistible threat much more resistible. Umezawa's Jitte is just the scariest possible card for All in Red. Not only does it gain life against a red deck, but it's good against tokens, 2 attacks can kill a demigod, and it even scares Deus of Calamity from attacking. Just the worst card ever. You don't want to see it. But in Extended, Jitte is probably more popular than ever. Of course we choose to go first, and this hand is almost unbeatable unless the opponent has an Engineered Explosives in hand. We're going to start the party off with Mountain and then a pair of Ride of Flames. We actually have enough mana after Rite of Flame number 2 to play our Warrens, but we're going to use Seething Song to buy 2 more Goblin tokens. Ditto on the Chrome Mox, we're not even going to imprint. And there are 10 Goblin tokens on turn 1, like clockwork. Sadly, we have to mana burn. The opponent actually took 15 seconds before making this decision, but I'm going to speed it up for you because I love you. Well, that was thoroughly unsatisfying. So I'm going to present another arguably unsatisfying game. All in Red often behaves like a combo deck, only one that doesn't give you that dirty combo feeling, so a lot of the games look kind of one-sided. Alright, different match, different opponent. Our first hand is not good enough, no acceleration, so we have to mulligan. Our opponent opens up with a Lotus Bloom. Luckily, we've mulliganed into a hand that can produce a first turn Deus of Calamity. Actually has 2 different ways of producing a first turn Deus of Calamity, so that's what I'm going to do. The cool thing is that Shivan Reef into Lotus Bloom almost certainly represents a deck that is not going to be able to block my Dias. On the other hand, it's probably also a deck that can win with no lands in play. I'm keeping the Shattering Spree on the very off chance that he doesn't try to kill me the turn the Lotus warps into play. Or he plays something like a Pentad Prism on his next turn, which obviously didn't happen. Okay, here comes the Lotus. He was probably sandbagging that land just so as to not get it destroyed by Dias over the last turn or two, which would have happened as he had no blockers. Okay, he's playing like a million spells. These are increasing storm count as well as increasing mana. Ponder gets him to cantrip and some more mana. Big investment in Plunge into Darkness here. He's going to 3. I think for me, I would have either paid down to 7 so that I could withstand another Dias hit, or more likely just gone down to 1 to maximize my chances of getting something good this turn. Nope, failure, and that's going to be the concession. So we lucked out on the storm. That was pretty scary. We really lucked out. Probably almost any storm card would have been able to beat us from that spot. I'm not sure. Maybe he could have waited a turn before trying to go off. I doubt that he put the read on Shattering Spree, but tried to go off, and our big Dias just scared him into going off a little bit too early, it looks like. What would have been really embarrassing would have been if we had successfully played Dias of Calamity, gotten in there, stolen a land, and then managed to lose. But that's not what happened, and we end with a happy story. So this has been Michael J. Flores. I hope you enjoyed the video.